And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5. The starting defense for the Titans.
Derek Morgan came into the league as your traditional hand-in-the-ground defensive end. He's made the transition to outside linebacker, and he's done it quite well.
They'll run here. This is James Starks. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. In a 3-4 defense there and against the run, a lot of responsibility can fall on that nose tackle.
A ton of responsibility, no pun intended, because they've got to deal with not just the center, both guards, and a lot of times they have to eat up double teams in order to let the rest of the guys get to the football. But how about that play? He not only did he eat up the double team, he ate up the ball carrier as well.
I was going to say, talking about puns, you said eat up the double team. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. This Tennessee Titans offense, as they work their way back onto the field, boy, they look good in Week 10. 5 different Titans scored a touchdown in the first half against Green Bay.
And I remember back in preseason covering Tennessee and hearing their head coach Mike Mularkey talk about what he wanted from his offense, and the term exotic smash mouth was coined. And really, it's not a gimmick for them. It's not a nickname. It's an identity. It's a mantra, and they're playing to it right now.
And the Titans won their 5th game of the year. That matches their total from the last 2 years combined. And on 2nd and 10 now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
And when you're trying to set up a counter play, that's what a lot of people call an influence play. You're really hoping those defensive linemen are really agile that day. If they stayed out late the night before the game, they're not moving as fast, it's a lousy call because that means they're just going to sit in the hole that you hope to create just by the movement of your offensive line.
And there they got the ball to the outer third of the field, but tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, things get stacked up in there if they don't move as well as you want them to, and probably just trying to escape and couldn't get away.
Here's Brett Kern now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now here's Janis. A great return there of 22 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
He's going to float this one deep right side. Randall Cobb, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Throwing is Rodgers. And Adams has it complete. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, You really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he? I
think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They'll come out in the pistol. Throwing now is Rodgers. He gets it over the middle to Cobb. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football, and they've got it here with a first down. So the D-line's going to spread out. On the run, this is Michael. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Partner, we're into the second quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you've got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
They run again with Michael. 3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to 3rd and 10.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
The play fake to start. Now Rodgers. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Randall Cobb, 30 yards. And the Packers have taken the lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. The tight end changing his position. Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
When you think of Mike Daniels, you think of strength. Hard to knock off the football, but surprising quickness and ability to move and evade people. How about that play there?
Well, he can squat 600 pounds, so that's how he caught people's attention coming into the league, and he caught our attention right there. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Second down, Mariota. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Stays on his feet. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
On first down, Murray. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. They go with Murray again. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
There's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
They've got his man complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged, because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. Now a 2nd down throw for Mariota. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. On 3rd down, Mariota. The catch is made by Kendall Wright. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though. Huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. It kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Fourth down, Mariota. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. A first down throw for Mariota. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
A 2nd down throw here for Mariota. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And now for the offense, this is play number 11 here on this drive. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dime. They'll send a receiver in motion left. 3rd and long here for Mariota. A bullet throw, but incomplete. One of his main targets, Delaney Walker, the intended receiver. And 4th down coming up.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
They come out here in the eye. Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And they're going to go soft on the corners. Rodgers to throw on second down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Rodgers now on first down. Caught by Montgomery. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 45. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and come.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half.
319.
A final shot before half for Rodgers. He's going to go up top again. And it's knocked away and incomplete. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And he's brought down after a good gain. It's a gain of 24 that time. And it'll give the Packers a first down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player. And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. And a nice chunk of yardage picked up there. When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Second down now after the pass completion. They'll run it here with Michael. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
That play almost seemed like a baseball play. See ball, hit ball. But in this case, see guy with ball, tackle guy with ball.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And that play was what every defense is wary of. The big strike attempted downfield, but they were in excellent position. They didn't get fooled. And while he didn't come up with the interception, was able to bat the ball down.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Rodgers going to throw. Finds his target, Montgomery. Call it an even 20 yards on the pickup. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Now it's Rodgers. Can't find anyone open. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Al Woods with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8.
319.
On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. Caught by Nelson left side. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9. And they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll go for it. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Jordy Nelson from 4 yards out. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. To throw Mariota. Now they go screen. It's complete. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.